Okay, again, excuse the iPhone video. This is the Canon 5D Mark III with the Tokina 16 to 28, and I have the base plate for the Canon 7800 placed more or less more towards the lens because the lens is a little bit heavier, so it was leaning a little bit more. So I'm just showing you this first video before I actually start balancing it, that the base plate is more or less placed not in the middle or center of gravity, but the lens is heavier than the Canon 16 to 35. So this is how I have been having the base plate placed so far. So I'm going to do this video in series because I don't have a tripod. I'm using the iPhone. So this is going to be video 1 to show that the base plate on the Canon 5D Mark III along with the Tokina 16 to 28. Alright? Okay, now I have the Canon 5D Mark III with the Tokina 16 to 28 on the Canon 7800. Now on the base plate, on the actual base plate, it's not balanced this way, but it is balanced more or less this way. I've been having to take off this loop every time I fly it because the loop is kind of in the way. And the lens is a little bit longer and a little bit heavier, so for it to be balanced, I guess this horizontal way, I've been having to take off the loop. But as so far, it'll stay in these positions without a problem. And of course I have to balance, I guess, the roll next. But that'll be the next video. But I just want to show you so far. Here it is balanced. You can't really see with the lighting here, but as far as this position, it seems to be good. So the next video, I'll take off the loop and also balance, I guess, what we call this part. I'm not too good with the terminologies yet, but I guess this would be the roll. So that'll be the next part I balance. All right, thanks. Okay, in this video, I've taken off the loop on the back of the camera, and now you can tilt it this way. Not a problem. Not a problem. Try to tilt it forward. Sorry guys, I'm doing this one-handed, so I don't have a tripod or a second camera as of yet. Without a problem. And while I had had the video off, I try to balance this roll portion by sliding this in like small increments back and forth, and I would either lean a little bit more to the right or a little bit more to the left. So what I'm going to do now is adjust the base plate, which I don't know if that helps or not. I'll adjust the base plate back and forth, and then in the next video hopefully it'll be balanced either way to where it'll stay in the position. Because as of now, if the camera's facing forward this way, it'll lean to the right. So I'm going to change the position of the base plate, and then hopefully in the next video everything will be balanced to where I could start working on I guess what they call the yaw. So I'm going to stop this video and then try to balance using the base plate right here. Thanks. Okay, this took about, I would say, another 15 going on 20 minutes. The problem I'm having now is you can see the gimbal staying in place now, but it goes extreme right, extreme left, and it sticks in the middle. I've tried the adjusting the base plate. That worked for a little bit. And I also tried to adjust the back, which is try to get as 90-degree as possible. But the problem I'm still having is when it's placed in the center, it'll stay like that. But any simple touch is either far this way or far that way. It's not similar to when I see your videos or other videos I see online where it'll more or less stay in the place you place it, and either one extreme or the other. So that's the problem I guess I'm really having. is that if it's placed, in that one area, it'll stay for, I guess, the time being. But it's not either balanced this way or that way. So maybe you can give me some advice on that one, because I've tried the base plate, and every time I adjust the base plate, it's either I'm going to stream here, and then I move it a little bit to this side, and I go to stream here, and it's never like, one simple, stay. So that's the problem I'm facing so far, as far as balancing. So I'll proceed to leave it that way since I'm not getting the results I want, and I'll just move on to the yaw portion. All right. Okay, another 15 minutes, and I finally got some adjustments to go here. Go here, but whoa, to the other side is extreme. So center, sort of okay. Here, it stays in that position. So I don't know what I'm doing right or wrong at this point. I did make micro adjustments to this back 4 screws, and since it was leaning more towards the right, I kind of just inched it over. But now, move to this side, it more or less, it was doing it. It stays in the same position. So I guess I have to make a little bit more micro adjustments and move it a little bit over, and hopefully at that point both sides stay in the correct position. Right now, the right side is out of control. So I'm just going to make some more adjustments, and then let's see by the next video if I can't get both sides to be balanced. Okay, at this point, I've sort of successfully balanced, I guess, the roll portion, because it's not as going as extreme as it was going. But what I have learned is that every centimeter or millimeter, or whatever, which one is smaller, counts on these gimbals. So the slightest adjustment makes a difference. That's not as good, so let me see. Here at the beginning, somewhat balanced. Back here, it's not leaning forward or backwards. Then it stays right here, rolled to the left. Stays right here. I can't go too far, I know that. Roll to the right. And the only part I'm missing now is this portion, which I have to do by turning this video off and then making the adjustments there. But to achieve that so far, because the other videos were a little extreme left and right, I just kept unscrewing these 4 screws and just, slightly, not even, little adjustments. I heard one little click, tighten it. Heard another little click, tighten it, loosen it, until it became balanced that way. So, you've seen from the previous videos, it was either extreme left or extreme right. I just left alone, I left alone the base plate. I didn't adjust that anymore. I just put it in the center and left it as is. As far as the adjustment up and down, once it was balanced this way, as much as possible, to where it wasn't going forward or backwards, I just left that alone. When I first put on the base plate, it was balanced that way. The only problem I had was the roll so far, and as you can see, I can't go too extreme or it'll go out of whack. But the only part now is balancing this bar, the yaw bar, and then plugging it up and seeing what we get. But so far, that's been the transition. This man making those micro adjustments there. So I'm gonna stop the video and then make this adjustment and then plug the battery in and see what we get. Okay, I balanced the yaw as best as I can. I plugged the battery in, and now it is powered on. But the only difference that I hear now that I wasn't hearing previously is like a little humming sound. So I don't know if you can hear that. It sounds like it's coming from the control box. So I don't know if that's because it's not completely balanced or what could be the situation there, but yeah, you can hear it. It's going up. Not too noticeable, but I didn't hear it before when I previously plugged it in, so I don't know what the new issue can be. Yeah, I was trying to get some advice, but I don't know if I got a defective one or not, or if these are all like common issues that happen with these type of gimbals. That's why I'm making so many different parts of this video to see what help I can get from you guys. So, not so much down, you don't hear it. As you go up, you can hear it a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So far, the other things I want to bring attention, during Thanksgiving holiday, I did make that previous video to where I ran the gimbal and I tried to, place it upside down. And then, a couple times it just fell back into place. So my question, people that do own these gimbals, if you do turn this motor around, I didn't know if there was a limit on how many times you can rotate it, or if it's a certain way it should be, or the proper way to turn it upside down to where you can have the handlebars underneath you. So I don't know if that's a number of times, or if it's possible to get the wires, I guess, tangled or even broken if it's turned too many times in one direction. And if that's so, how do you know when to turn it back in the opposite direction? I don't know. This is a newbie question I have. So that's it so far. Any advice you guys can give? I'll try to fly it again tomorrow because it's dark out now, so I wouldn't be able to, more or less see how it would perform. So, and thanks for watching my first video, and if you can give any suggestions on the second one, definitely appreciate it. Thanks.